Hi, I'm Dan Pohl with Hopkins Golf, and boy, we have a great guest here today to show you some tips on a little short game prowess. A Hall of Famer, to my mind. I played a lot of golf with a legend, okay? And here he is, Calvin Peete. He's going to join us today, a new member of the Hopkins Golf family. Glad to have you with us, Cal.
I'm glad to be with the company. First class all the way.
Yeah, well, that's what we get first class people, no question. But hey, we got a shot here today that's around the green, and you were notorious for your short game prowess. And a shot like this, a lot of amateurs struggle with. And maybe you can go over a little technique and some of the things that you draw back on when you've got you've missed a green. You didn't miss a lot of them in your career.
Not a lot.
We know how good a player you were. But, this particular shot really is about technique and some fundamentals that maybe you can explain to our viewers on how to best capitalize on a tip from you.
Well, the thing of it is when I get the closer I get to the green, naturally, the more your touch and feel comes into play. Naturally, you're out there in the fairway with a 5-iron. There's no touch and feel. You're just trying to make a good turn and make good, solid contact. But when we get shots like this, which is what we call, precision shots, we want a good touch and a good feel. Now, what I think of first is a good feel. I get a feel for where I need to carry the ball. Then I get the touch for how far I need to produce that feel that I've incurred.
Now, you've played with a lot of amateurs, and I find that they have a tendency to look to the flag instead of really, in this case, we got a little bit of a cape there, and it becomes a point where you maybe only have to carry this 5 or 6 yards and then let it run out. Now, you're going to play a 56 off of this in this particular situation. You got a little bit of green to work with, but maybe hit a couple and show the technique and tell our viewers how they can be more fundamentally sound on shots like this.
Well, the thing of it is, I think of this as basically like a long putt. You see, we don't really look at the cup. We look at the cup just to get a visual of how far we need to go, but we're really thinking about a spot. I need to have this rolling, staying on line to there, then it's going to take the break and so forth. So we really spot putt. Okay, basically, all good putters, and I noticed that playing with Ben Crenshaw and some of the great putters on the tour. And, right now, I'm thinking the same thing here. I'm thinking of how far I need to carry this ball onto the putting surface and let it release to the hole. So I see the flag. I know how far I have to go. I got the visual of the distance. Now I got to get the touch. Okay, that's a good touch. Now I got to produce the feel that will be able to get me to carry that ball to that position and have it to roll down to the club, to the hole. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's a solid strike, and it's a ball first strike, and I think what you're talking about, really feeling. I see amateurs that actually try to maybe carry the ball too far, and so there's more speed in that swing than needs to be. You've got unbelievably just a soft motion. It's a continuation, but the technique is so rhythmic.
Well, the game, as Lee Trevino and I, we've had some great conversations about golf. It's basically touch and feel. Now, he didn't say feel and touch. See, you got to get the touch, the feel first for the shot, and then you get the touch. See, the feel is basically coming from my left hand, which is the power of the left hand, very important. Now, the touch is the right hand delivering that feel that the left hand has produced. So see, a lot of people get it, and golf is a game of opposites. A lot of people get things opposite of what it really should be as far as golf is concerned. They think about the feel, and then they don't have no touch. You got to think about the touch and then the feel.
And if you could, we'll show from this angle, when he hits another shot, watch his left hand, what he's talking about. That left hand maintains its angle and allows you to get the true loft of that club face and let the right hand just come in behind and
now
create
I'm getting the touch. Well, I'm looking at where I want to carry the ball. And the left hand is setting up the power for that. Now the right hand is the feel, which it is the hand that delivers that touch that I just, that feel that I just set up. So now I'm just letting the hands do their job.
And folks, look at this. This is a miniature golf swing in a very small arena. So it's just back and forth, but the rhythm and the motion is very consistent.
Very, very important. Very important.
Okay, now I'm going to put you in a little bit. And we're going to, folks, and this is what happens around greens, is that when you have maybe a 56 here, and within 2 or 3 yards, that club can be totally changed. So we're going to say, okay, Calvin, you got a little bit more downhill. You're only 2 yards away. The 56 then, even though it would be the proper shot from here, may not be the shot.
No, because see, I'm a little bit further from the green. You know, just those 3 yards, a yard or so makes a big difference in where I carry it. See, I'm back here far enough. If I don't have enough loft, I'll be hitting into the fringe, and you never know what the ball is going to do. I still want to carry it on the green, so I still want a little more lofted club, but the technique is basically going to be the same.
A little bit of a side heel, downhill, so your balance is important in how you create that in your feet.
So the thing is happening here, Dan, is that even though I got a 60-degree, you know, sand wedge, but the way I got to set it up, it's going to really come off like the 56 did. You know, because I've got to play it back a little bit further, making sure that my club face stay on the contour of the slope. And you'll notice it'll come off much lower, and so therefore it had to have the same action.
And take some and run to the green.
Good,
now, one thing that people struggle with, Calvin, and I think this is important, is when they get a little side hill or downhill lie, they don't know what to do with the blade itself. And when they open it, because of the way the sand wedges are normally designed, the heel looks like it's in the way. And we use, I know you was one of the first guys who used a grind in the club. And really this heel grind mentality on shots like this allows you to maybe play with a little bit of open face. Would you explain that maybe on how you were thinking?
With the heel grind, what it does, see, when you got a downhill, the ball is lower than your feet or your body. See, you have a tendency to really come into this shot too low, meaning that you're hitting the heel of the club first. But with that heel grind, that club still will bounce, and really, naturally, you know, the old philosophy is, okay, on the side heel, you know, or left to right, you're gonna fade it, you'll find that shot will be coming off much straighter.
And a lot of people hit this heavy because the heel catches and turns over.
The heel catches and really opens up the face, or maybe even close it.
Okay, hit one more of these, because I find it just, if you're watching one thing, just watch the stability in the lower part of the body, the feet, the knees, and how it controls the speed, so that when you're hitting these short shots, you still have acceleration, but the speed is just slowed down to a maximum where you're hitting at 5 yards.
So I want to carry this the same way. I want to set up, you know, my feel, okay, with my left hand, to let me know how much power I need to put in it. Now the right hand is going to be the one that delivers that shot. And you'll notice that the ball position is back a little further, but the technique is basically going to be the same.
Clip it right off the deal. What a great tip. Now I got to ask you this. I mean, we've known each other for a long time. We've played a lot of golf, but a tip that you may have received that helped you get past this, because, you know, players of our day really helped other players. Was there somebody that you could throw throw something in?
Well, I have to say it's a little short story, but it was very prevalent as far as my success was concerned, because I had a terrible short game. Mainly because I was like Nicholas in his heyday. He had a terrible short game because he didn't miss that many greens. So we didn't work on it that much. But my best tip came from Homero Blancas. We were playing a practice round in the Phoenix Open, and I had no technique whatsoever. I had no idea. You know, I mean, I'm in the grass, I'm sculling, you know, then I'm chili dipping, and I think I scored one. Homer was on the other side of the green putting, and Homer, you know, I scored one by Homer, and Homer saw the ball, and he looked at me as if to say, I got to go over here and help this guy out, because he's going to kill somebody. And he gave me the best tip. And the best tip of all was really how the hands work opposed to the chip position and the pitch position, the hinging and the no hinging, and naturally the ball position. Those were the two best tips that I ever got, and I said, Homer, thank you, I'm gonna work on that. Well, this is the part of the game you really gotta work on.
Well, great tips from a legend of the game, Calvin Peete. It's great to have you with the Hopkins team, and you know, it's fun. The game's fun.
The game is fun when you have the right equipment. You know, you could be a bad player, but if you got good equipment, you could still get around and enjoy the game. And Hopkins Golf has good equipment.
Baby, thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Hope this helps.